Hey everyone, Keith McGinnis here at KCDC Designs. Welcome back to Keith's Corner. It's been a while. Been out of town, but I want to get back to it. I enjoy doing Keith's Corner, and I hope you all get something out of it. If you do, be sure and let me know in the comments below. So today, somebody recently posted a picture of their sample board and made a comment that man, I really get anxiety when it's time to show the customer. So let's talk about that a little bit. How you present your work. So I have a teleprompter that I'm using because those who know me, I can go off on tangents and this could be a really long video. So my teleprompter is going to help me. I'm still going to probably veer off here and there, but I'll try not to. And so we'll try to keep it fairly basic. But we're going to touch on sales a little bit. But let's start with how do you present your work and how do you present your sample boards to others, especially customers? Do your initial comments, even if unintentionally, influence someone else's opinion and maybe even negatively? If you like it, be proud of it. And don't be afraid to relay that to others, especially your customers. So it's easy to influence others if you sound unsure of the result, but yet the opposite can also be true. So allow others to judge for themselves, even if you hate it. Others are always going to see it differently and may love it based upon their own individual tastes. We know we are the most critical of our own work. And I will probably say forever, I wish I could see my work through other people's eyes because those who create it are going to see it differently than those who are seeing it for the first time. Here I go. I'm off on a tangent a little bit, but I've said this many times and I'll say it again. When you do a sample board and initially you don't like it, typically that's because it does not match the image that you had in your mind of what you thought that was going to look like. Happens to me every time. That never turns out the same as the image in my mind. So when you get done with the sample board and you look at it and you think, oh my God, I hate it. Well, the reason you don't like it is because it doesn't match that image that you had in your mind. So you need to give maybe sometimes 3 or 4 days for that image in your mind to fade so you can start to see it for what it is instead of what you think it should look like. When other people see it, they're able to see it for what it is. That's why we're critical of our work. That's why sometimes we will look at our piece that we just created and we hate it. Someone else would say, oh my God, that's gorgeous. We're thinking, the hell are they thinking? It's because it doesn't match the image on our mind. So sometimes you've got to give it 2, 3, 4 days for that image in your mind to fade so you can see your work for what it is. I've been able to train myself over the past few years to be able to bypass that image in my mind and see my work for what it is instead of what I think or thought it should look like. Anyway, back to my teleprompter. Even if you hate it, others are always going to see it differently and may love it again based on their individual taste. So when you're showing your work to others, especially customers, make a statement such as, I really love how this turned out. What are your thoughts? And then shut up. Have your notepad. Take notes. I lay the sample board out. I show the customer, wow, I really like how this turned out. This was a lot of fun to create. What are your thoughts? Shut up. They're going to tell you. You're going to take notes. And you're going to take notes just you know, but you're going to take notes because it shows the customer that you're listening to their opinions and or their concerns. If they like it, ask questions. What's your favorite part? And then shut up. Of the overall design, what stood out to you the most? What's your favorite color in that sample? Let them tell their story. Yeah, it might go on from there. What's your favorite color? I really like the browns. Okay, what do you like about the browns? The lightness, the darkness, just so I can have an idea. Okay, okay. What else? You know, I really like the way the charcoal goes with the brown. I like the way the blue goes with the green, the yellow goes with the purple, whatever the case is. What else? What else? What else? So when you ask what's your favorite part, what else? Okay, keep things positive. If they have concerns, and they might, wow, yeah, boy, I just don't know. Okay, what would you like to see differently? Is it the design, or is it the colors that are throwing you off? And then shut up. Outside of the colors, what do you like about the design? Outside of the design, what do you like about the colors? And notice, these are all open-ended questions, right? These are not just yes or no based questions. That's a closed-ended question. Open-ended questions creates a discussion. What do you like the most about it? Instead of, do you like it? Yes. Okay. Do you like the colors? Yes. Okay. Keep your questions open-ended questions. What do you like about it? What do you like about the colors? What would you like to see differently? Can you visualize this on your countertop? And remember, you can't learn about your customers, nor their likes and their dislikes, if you're doing all the talking. So always make it about the customer and show that you're listening. It tells them you care. It tells them that you're interested in their opinion. People appreciate that, even in just a normal conversation, because this goes with everyday conversations with others, including text and social media posts. Do you ask about others? Do you let them tell their story? Or do you find yourself interrupting or interjecting with the words I or me? Because that turns the conversation to be about you, right? Typically, when you show interest and concern for others, they're going to show interest and concern for you. Is this called sales? We are all involved in sales in our everyday lives, whether you like it or not. Whether you say, I'm not good at sales, I'm not a salesperson, we're involved in sales in every day of our life, whether it be with our spouses, our kids, our friends, our coworkers, bosses, and of course with our customers. Aren't we always selling something, including ourselves, or our ideas, or our wants, or our needs? Maybe it's what you want for dinner. Maybe it's what you want to do this weekend. Maybe it's a chore you ask of your kids, a favor from a friend. In each case, you're selling, right? You have to sell that idea. If you want spaghetti for dinner, you got to sell that idea to the rest of the family. If you want kids to do a chore, you got to sell them on the idea that it's going to be good for them to do this, or however you decide to do that, but you're selling. So, and in each case, you're selling to benefit or satisfy you. Spaghetti for dinner? It's because it's what you wanted. What you're doing this weekend? Because it's what you wanted. So how are you approaching that sell? Are you approaching it as, this is what we're going to do? This is what we're going to have for dinner? So when you are selling yourself, your want, your need, your idea, you're selling to benefit or satisfy you. Sales. But are you really trying to get them to buy something from you? Even if it's just an idea or something you want? Yeah, you need to sell them on all the above. And yes, that is sales. How do we do that without coming across pushy? We are having spaghetti for dinner. We are going to go to the lake this weekend. It's pretty pushy. For a lot of people, that could be a turnoff. Do you have those friends or maybe family members who will only want to do something if it's their idea? It may be a spouse, it may be a friend, it may be a family member that really, really wants spaghetti for dinner. But if it ain't their idea, you're not having spaghetti for dinner. It's a challenge. Understand your customers, and then you understand if that's a family member, spouse, kid, whatever, that if it has to be their idea, you know that you're going to have to change your approach, because no matter how bad you want spaghetti for dinner, you ain't having spaghetti for dinner unless it's their idea. I'm not going to go into how you're going to convince that person. What you'll probably have to do is tell them you want everything except spaghetti. So the only thing left is for them to say, what about spaghetti? Mission accomplished. So anyway, but that's how we need to treat a customer, because it does need to be their idea. They're not going to buy anything from you because you told them to. They're going to buy from you only if they want what you're offering and it fits their needs. So how do we get them to buy something from us? Can we just tell them, you need my countertops. This is how much they cost, and you're going to get them. You're not going to make that sale. They're going to buy from you once it becomes their desire, their want, because they decided it because it fulfills their need. How do you get them to do that? By asking questions. That's the only way you're going to find out if this can fit their need. What's important to you? That is the number one questions I ask a customer. I've said this before, but with every consultation, I ask two questions right off the bat. First one is, how did you get my name? Right? I need to build a rapport with this customer. So I'm going to ask, how did you get my name? If they say, well, you did Bobby and Cindy's countertops and I really love it, boom, let's build that rapport. Fantastic. How do you know Bobby and Cindy? Oh, that's awesome. What was it about their countertops that you liked? Did you like the design and the way that flowed? But ask the question, what did you like about their countertops? And again, shut up. Let them tell their story. And that's building a rapport. The second question I'm going to ask them is, why did you call on me? Shut up. Let them tell you, okay? So in order for someone to buy what I'm selling, I'm going to educate them. I'm going to answer their questions. I'm going to find out what's important to you. So that outside of those first two questions I ask, that's a question I'm going to ask, what's important to you? And let them answer. Maybe it's, we have been to every store. We just can't find the colors and designs that we like. Or it may be we really, really like a countertops you did with so on and so forth. Very good. How do you envision your new countertops to look? Now you're getting some visual and you're getting them to think and you're getting them to now. So in order for them to make that purchase, I'm not selling them anything. I'm asking questions. I'm trying to find out what their needs are, and then they will let me know if what I have will fulfill their need. I've said this many times, and I know many of you have heard me say this, but I spent well over 30 years serving insurance customers. Now, I could say I spent 30 some years selling insurance. In essence, that's what I did. But I will still say to this day, in 30 plus years, I never sold one insurance policy. But people bought a lot of insurance from me. To me, that is a really, really big difference. No one wants to be sold, but people don't mind buying money if it's going to fulfill a need. So what I spent that 30 years doing was educating my customers and finding out what their needs were. Then they were the ones to let me know whether or not I had a product that would fulfill their needs. We're doing the same thing here, folks, aren't we? We're looking to fulfill a need. So I'm not pushing my countertops on anybody. I'm not going to try to convince anyone that my countertops that they should go with epoxy instead of granite quartz, marble, whatever. If you want granite or quartz, you should go get granite or quartz, right? What I have is an alternative. But again, I'm deviating here and I'm going to end this. But when you are showing your work, be proud of your work. If it's something you're not proud of, you're probably not going to show it to the customer to begin with. Get some other eyes on it. Get some other opinions on it. Get some eyes on it of what people, because people are going to see it for what it is instead of what they think it should look like, because they don't know, right? So the other main point is always make life about the other person. I mean, isn't that what we should all be doing? Is what can I do for you? Because so much of our world anymore, it just seems like the mentality is what's in it for me and how can I get something for nothing? If that's the way you live your life, so be it. That's you. But for me, I love helping people. It makes me feel good. I love feel good days. I really do. So if I find out you went on vacation, I'm probably going to ask you those questions. What was the funnest thing you did? What was the craziest thing you did? What was the dumbest thing you did? What was the funniest thing you did? What was the stupidest thing you did? Why? Because I care. And it's interesting to me. So the I, me, and we, catch yourself. How often do you do it? When someone starts a story, do you interject with, well, I did this, or we did this, or me and so? Give people a chance to tell their story. I enjoy it. It's fun. Makes me feel good. I love feel good days. That's all I got, y'all. Thanks for watching. If you are still with me during this 15 minutes, I appreciate it. I hope you learned something. Leave some comments below. Any suggestions, ideas, critiques, I'm open for it all the time. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks. And again, have an outstanding weekend. Don't forget, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you would. I appreciate the help. I appreciate the support. And I appreciate everything you guys do to make me feel good about what I do for y'all. So take care. We'll see you next time.